£300 for the headphones? Let me show you if they're worth it. So for years I've been using headphones to finish my mixes, and the ones were my go-to are these, which were AKG K712 Pro, and I made videos about them in the past. They're open back, really comfortable, nice sounding, and I've used Sonarworks calibration software on top of them to get that flat sound. However, I always think that it's good to shake up things a bit from now and again. And when I was moving into this space, there were few elements, few items in my studio, in my setup, that I've upgraded, both as in software, but also hardware. One of the tools I was looking at were my headphones. So the first idea was, all right, I'm using that average calibrated profile from Sonarworks. What if I send my AKGs to the HQ so they can create the personalized profile for my AKGs? That would make them sound a little bit better. The other idea was, let's look at maybe getting another pair of headphones better than these. Don't get me wrong, AKGs are fine and I work for them, no issues there, but they do have mixed reviews. Some people don't like them, some people don't like their frequency response. And there was a pair of headphones that I was looking at that's usually on the list when people are recommending mixing headphones, and these were Sennheiser HD650s. Now, why are they so popular and why are they a little bit more expensive? They provide you with the most flattest frequency response, so the most neutral frequency response, and according to Sonarworks themselves, when they do reviews of headphones on their website, they said that Sennheiser HD60 were the headphones that varied the least in their frequency response from pair to pair. Let's step back a bit. Each pair of headphones will sound slightly different, even of the same model. Hence why when Sonarworks creates these average profiles, they take a lot of headphones, pairs of headphones of the same model, they test each of them, and then they create the average. And they said in their review that HD650s were the ones that varied the least from each to each pair. So as far as the frequency response, they're quite flat. They do lack a little bit in that sub-bass response, but that's fine, you can correct it with the software. Overall, if you get them, it wouldn't make much difference to send them to the HQ for that personalized profile, because they are quite flat actually. Due to supply chain issues because of the pandemic, they were kinda difficult to find, but I did find a pair on DV247 online store and bought them for £289. So they're kinda expensive. So the HD650s cost around 300 British pounds. AKGs, the ones that I've been using, are like 160 I think, or 180, so it's quite a big jump in price. So that's the box. The package came quite quickly, and inside just the manual and an adapter. No additional accessories. I actually think the packaging was a little bit disappointing, because with AKGs you got a nice box, you got additional cable, and you got the velvet pouch, which I use to this day. With AKGs, you got this nice leather headband that sits on your head. You got that easily adjustable as well, with that little system there. It just feels sturdy, it feels nice with the really big pads sitting comfortably on our heads, and you got coiled cable as well. With Sennheiser, and remember they are nearly twice as expensive, the build, it kind of plasticky, just doesn't feel like £300. Yeah, this is nice, it sits comfortable on your head, the pads are comfortable as well, so I'm not talking about comfort, it's just the feel of it, like a little plasticky. The biggest gripe I have with them is, if you want to see the left and right pad, it's just there, a little layer on an inside on the plastic, so they're barely visible, and there are many times when I put them on my head the wrong way around. If we look on AKGs again, so you have, you know, the big R there, the big L, you cannot miss them. As far as the comfort on the head goes, very comfortable. They're not as tight as my Sony MDRs, but they're not as loose as the AKGs. So they are just right. So that is great. And I do like the cable. So it's a long cable. It's not coiled. And yeah, it gets in a way sometimes, but I find it all right when I want to, you know, move my chair back a bit and I still have them on. They're adjustable as well. It's a bit awkward comparing to AKGs, but it does work. Weight-wise, they are similar to AKGs, so these are 260 grams and AKGs are 235. Impedance. So AKGs, the impedance is 62 and the impedance of HD650s is 300. So I don't know much about impedance and all that stuff, but apparently the higher impedance, the better audio quality. But the higher impedance, it requires more amplification. So that's something that you've got to bear in mind. Fortunately, I got Apollo Twin X audio interface and that comes with an excellent audio amp for headphones, but you need to drive it a bit to get the sound out of these. Finally, the sound. How do they sound? Good. Very, very good. When you compare them to AKGs, they sound flat but lively. You can hear the details, they're comfortable, they're warm, they're not overbearing. Yes, they do lack in that sub bass, but that can be easily corrected with SonarWorks profile, and then you're just getting this nice round sounding response, and it's just pleasure of, you know, working on them. And truth to be told, since I got them last year, I don't think I've used my AKGs. Maybe once at the beginning. Of course, I want to also learn these HD650s, but everything just sounds so much better on them. And the mix also, it translates to other mediums, other setups when I finish it, when I check it on HD650s. The verdict. All right, do I recommend them? What do I think about them when we put all these elements together? HD650s got a great reputation and it's not without merit. Yes, the build could be better, the packaging could be better as well, but I think they overcompensate for these little shortcomings in sound and in comfort. They are a bit pricey, I'm not going to lie, and you can get away with cheaper headphones. You know, I've been using AKGs for a while and absolutely fine, but if you got a bit of cash to spend, then yeah, have a look at them, definitely. Frequency response is very flat. When I bypass my SonarWorks calibration, especially the mids, the highs, they stay the same. Like, they nearly stay the same, but of course we're using the SonarWorks to help that bass up, you know, so that sub bass is lacking a bit, but they're headphones. I mean, what do you expect? Overall, yes, I do like them. I work on them every day now, and as you can see, they are my #1 headphones. Rightly so, they sit on my desk on their own special little stand, whilst my other headphones, they are on the side there, hanging off my little shelf. Definitely recommend them. Have a look, check them out, and if you've got any questions, you can always pop them down in the comments below. That's what I got for today. Thanks for watching. I hope that was interesting. Check the rest of my channel if you got time, and I'll see you later.